Well, as you would expect for a meeting between the big two in West Yorkshire, a big crowd and plenty of Leeds Rhinos supporters here, wondering whether the Rhinos can break their fifth win hoodoo. They arrive here seeking a fifth victory in a row, something they didn't achieve all of last year, and twice this year they've stumbled against Castleford in March and at Wigan in April, or against Wigan in April. Out they come, the champions. It's 2 years since they last won 5 in a row, but they will be 8 points clear of the field if they achieve that goal here tonight. They're playing with great confidence. Victory, it would be a third in a row against Bradford this year, could make it almost impossible for them to finish anything other than top of the table. They've achieved that just once before in 2004. Well, the ongoing court case between these two clubs over the signing of Justin Harris has finally been settled. Bradford have apologised and paid a transfer fee, but the hostilities resume on the field tonight. The Bulls desperate for an overdue win against Leeds. They beat Castleford 42-24 at the Jungle last week. They were trailing 10-0 at one stage. Then 8 different players crossed for tries. They stand now 4th in the table. And they're 4th despite a shocking start to the season. They lost 3 of their first 4. It was their worst start to a Super League campaign. Danny Maguire, his 170th appearance last week for the Leeds Rhinos. His next touchdown will be his 140th try for the Leeds Rhinos, and he's managed hat-tricks in each of his last 2 matches. Led by the Bulls, out come Bradford. And Glenn Morrison is the captain. Paul Sykes, by the way, will take over the kicking duties from the injured Paul Deacon, I'm told. But they would like nothing more than to finally put one across their local rivals here, because the bragging rights at the moment, Steve-O, belong to the Rhinos.
Certainly does, Eddie, and I'm sure that Leeds are confident. As you say, Brian McLennan has really shaped them into a formidable force. But Bradford, they'll probably be looking at themselves. Will they be a team just to make up the numbers? And that is a motivation that I'm sure that Steve McNamara would have got through in their brains, and saying, come on, if we knock off Leeds tonight, we are contenders. We're not also-rans. It's going to be difficult without the guile of Paul Deacon, but Ben Jeffries is a talented player. But I'm looking towards the 2 hookers that could turn this game. Matt Diskin against Terry Newton. That'll be fiery.
And that's a great kick-off from Paul Sykes. Scott Donald could do nothing with that. A fantastic kick-off. It held, it bounced on the firm turf. And Donald could do nothing with this. Look at that.
Tried his damnedest, got it from going into touch, but it'll be the dropout. Perhaps that's a better option. But at least get 25, 30 metres on this. Let's see what the defence is like.
Big Joe Vangenaar is back in the side tonight. He broke his arm against Wigan in March, but they lost the ball on the very first tackle. So the kick-off was brilliant, the follow-up not so.
Well, Vangenaar will be furious with this, trying to offload. They've got the possession from the kick-off. They really want to tighten the screws, and they've just thrown it away. Big relief for the Rhinos.
I think there was actually a Leeds hand involved there that actually knocked it back to his own teammates. A little bit unlucky for Joe and the Bradford Bulls. With a positive start. Just look again how Leeds respond after a mistake. They up their intensity and force an error back from their opponents.
It's Kevin Sinfield for the Leeds Rhinos. Our special guest tonight, of course, knows all about these fixtures. Ryan Noble led Bradford Bulls into battle against Leeds many times. There's always something special about this, Brian.
Well, there should be, and Bradford look very determined. They look determined in warm-up. There was quite a few meetings of the players in respect of what they want to do, and I think we're going to see a really vigorous opening from both teams. But Leeds will be confident because they've got the bragging rights over the last few games.
Ball on the inside finds Ablett, and he is dropped to the ground by Solomona. And also in there quickly was Andy Lynch. This is the last tackle. And Maguire's crossfield kick will go straight down the throat of Dave Halley, who has just signed an extension to his contract. He'll be at Bradford for the immediate future. Let's go down to the sideline. Bill,
Eddie, you mentioned the absentees for the Bradford Bulls, and just a bit more on that. The word from the Bulls camp is that these hamstring injuries that Yestin Harris and Paul Deacon both picked up in training yesterday will keep them out for some time. Deacon 6 to 4 weeks. Harris unknown yet, but he's certainly not going to be back in a rush. Also out Wayne Godwin, he's going to be absent for 6 weeks. Chris Nero with this shoulder injury. They're going to miss those 4 today. The sort of game where you need those people.
Charge down from Leeds, but the bouncing ball swooped on by David Solomona. Back to 0 in the tackle count.
Did well to get to it, Solomona. And the penalty given away. Peacock, he's the culprit. Well, both sides, they're really not settling down. Interference there, but was that 1-on-1? Should have that been okay? Well, a controversial decision by Phil Bentham. I was just going to make the point that even though it's early in this match, nearly 3 minutes gone. Oh, big fella's over.
Great run from Vangenaar, and it took 4 yellow jerseys of the Leeds Rhinos to force him back. Terry Newton is there. They're just over a metre away from the line. Comes back from him to Jeffries. He finds Morrison, and Morrison tries to duck under the challenge of Peacock. Fails to do so. Luluai was there as reinforcements as well. Jeffries waits dummy half. Back it goes across the face of the post to Lynch. Lynch will drive it forward. It will be a very physical opening to this match, you tend to think. As Newton waits again. Will he try and pinch one himself? No. Flat pass. But there could be a try here. It could be a try for Sam Burgess. No, the referee says he's just short. Oh, and Newton has lost it. First knock on, he will play, and Leeds congratulate themselves on their defence.
Boy, they did well, didn't they? Scruton got underneath. Maguire made sure that he couldn't move, but the young fellow was trying to get into it. Well, was Webb offside? Did he come from an angle? Were both feet behind the goal line?
He's given the Bradford team the head and feet at the scrum. He's saying, I think, that the Leeds player knocked the ball out. This is Morrison. Here is Michael Platt trying to go on the inside of Sinfield. Gets the ball away brilliantly to Morrison. Morrison then hands it off to Lynch. And Leeds having to do a lot of defending here in the opening 4.5 minutes.
Morrison's getting himself set up on a second phase. Jeffries is screaming for it. Will he get it? No, they're going left.
It's Newton who finds Burgess, comes back on the inside. Sam Burgess thought about the offload for a second, takes the tackle. Plenty of tackles in the bank for the Bulls. Newton will try himself. And Newton, has he got that ball down? He says it was stolen from him. And the referee will take a look via the video referee to see exactly what happened here.
Well, the hooker goes very, very close indeed. Look at him trying to spin his body. Goes into the post, ricochets away. Does he get it down? I reckon that's stolen. Cannot be a penalty try these days. They'll be given the penalty. It looks to me as though Brent Webb has got the right hand onto the football. That has prevented Newton from scoring. In the olden days, they could have gone for the penalty try. Now it's just a penalty. It's definitely no try.
Steve Ganson, the video referee tonight. His verdict is no try and a penalty kick to the attack because it was stolen over the line by Brent Webb. So yet more pressure on this Leeds defensive line. And here they come again with Andy Lynch. 3 men there to bring Andy Lynch down. That's how close Bradford Bulls are to this Leeds try line. They were all offside in that defensive line. Here is Langley. Keith Senior had 1 foot way over the goal line. They've all got to have their both feet behind the whitewash. Doesn't matter now because Bradford have come up with another mistake. It is...
Oh, look at Senior. Oh, the claret just flowing all over. Collision there. Was it one of his own players? He came in late into Langley.
Oh, he's got it there anyway. Before that, Steve-O, he was pouring blood.
Wow.
Well, that obviously will need some attention. Knock on anyway, and Leeds with the head and feet.
Bradford will be disappointed there, Eddie. They look to capitalise on the amount of possession they've had on the Leeds line, but let's hope it will take a little bit of a toll. That's what Bradford will be hoping, that he's taking a little bit of energy out of this Leeds defence, and they need to restrict them in this set and again get field position.
I think it's the elbow. Yeah, it is, from Peacock, his own player, that has split him open like a melon.
So Leeds have to work this ball away from their own line. It's been all Bradford in the opening 5 and 3/4 minutes here. And that's vigorous defence from Bradford inside the Leeds 10-metre line. A penalty, though, which will relieve the pressure.
He called held. I'm not so sure that Paul Sykes heard him. Either way, it'll be a relieved Leeds outfit. They were put on the rack. They got there in numbers. The one thing that Brian McLennan, the new coach, has really put a lot of emphasis on the fact that they've got to have a solid defence. Some of the support work that we've seen from the Rhinos this year, though, been outstanding.
In addition to the support work, Steve, that we've seen for the spectacular tries, the goal line defence has been far superior to the other 11 teams in this competition, and we've just seen an indication of that in the opening 6 minutes.
Yes, they had plenty of opportunities. Bradford senior is being bandaged on the sidelines, as you've just seen. No stitches for the time being. They'll just put some tape on it and hope that the blood flow stems. Good hit, though. That was a great hit by Vanganal on Peacock.
Interesting tactics from the Rhinos. They're trying to go down the middle. They're obviously trying to test this big Bradford pack.
Diskin is the dummy half. Here is Rob Burrow, left-footed, up it goes. That's high. They're all chasing after this. It's Palm back, and Vanganal got the ball. It went backwards. Here is Semi Tadjilala to begin the counter-attack for Bradford.
So they look very cautious, Bradford there, trying to defuse it. You could see there that Kevin Sinfield got to it first, palmed it back. It's the first time that Leeds really have been in the Bradford half.
It is. It has been all Bradford in the opposition half, as you see. 5 minutes to 1. That's good defence on the deck from Tansey and Scruton. Good, strong, solid run, though, from Sam Burgess. That will lift the balls.
Swinging arm there. Could have been penalised.
It's with Ben Jeffries. He finds Langley. Langley gets the ball away to Sykes. Under pressure he was from Burrow. But there are 2, now there are 3 on Paul Sykes. Ablett one, Donald the other. And Rob Burrow had joined the party. Now he's back in the defensive line. This is Jeffries off the outside of the boot. But that is straight down the throat of Ryan Hall.
That's one of the problems for the Bradford side, Eddie. They've got Ben Jeffries, who's obviously their kicker. So Terry Newton's going to have to do a little bit of kicking out of dummy half to take away the pressure. We saw 3 Leeds people there really hounding Ben Jeffries on the kick.
Lupin is now sorted, and Keith Senior, with head bandaged, is back out on the field of play for the Leeds Rhinos. And they're on the 3rd tackle here, as Peacock drives it forward, and Bradford are caught offside.
Interesting to see whether they'll take the 2 on offer.
Well, they might for a number of reasons. 1, to get the scoreboard ticking, but 2, no, they're not. Actually, looking at Jamie Langley here as Kevin Sinfield makes the decision to find touch on this near side. The other reason why they might have been tempted is that Kevin Sinfield's on the verge of a brand new Super League record, and Leeds are on the verge of a try, but it's a knock-on by Kylie Luluai.
Luluai took the gamble to try to get it over the whitewash, missed it.
He says, I've got it.
Well, we'll soon see. No, he's lost it. Tried to fool the officials, but the television replay tells it all.
There aren't many people who run harder on the ball than what Kylie Luluai just did then. Another trial line was in front of him. He had a massive game against Bradford back over in the Easter conflict between these 2 sides, and he started again here very impressively. In fact, it's 15 tries to 4 in Leeds' favour in the 2 games so far this year, and the amazing thing really is that 6 of the tries for Leeds have been from within their own half. Bradford, in contrast, need to get close to Leeds' try line. In fact, all 4 of those tries were scored when they were close, within 10 metres of Leeds' line, and that's perhaps the difference between the 2 teams.
10 minutes gone, and it's 0-0, but as far as the interchange total is concerned, because Keith Senior went off to be tended to, he's immediately been brought back on. They have now used up 2 of the 12 substitutions. He was only off the field for about 2.5 minutes, but that shows you how highly Brian McLennan must rate Keith Senior. High kick is knocked backwards by Halley, then knocked forward by Sykes, and it's the turnover, says the referee.
Wonderful work by the hooker Terry Newton there on that short blind side. Should have come on with a little bit better than that. Tadjalala just couldn't get to the ball cleanly. But it just shows you the craft of this hooker Terry Newton. If you just go to sleep momentum just out on that blind side, he'll rip you apart. Beautiful work. Tadjalala just couldn't get to it.
Here's Luluai again for the Leeds Rhinos. Try against Bradford in Cardiff. There's an offload to Diskin. He finds Nick Scruton, and Scruton will trundle it down the middle once again for Leeds. Third tackle. Diskin wants to get on with it and does. Finds Rob Burrow. Burrow then to Sinfield. Sinfield running flat, ball over the top to Senior. Good defence on him though. Morrison and Dave Halley. That was Brent Webb at dummy half. Here is Maguire. Paul Sykes all over him.
Well, both defences are well on top at the moment. We aren't seeing very much three-quarter play.
Up it goes again from the boot, this time of Brent Webb. Michael Platt. Well, it was going backwards. He got away with that. Leeds momentarily stopped, expecting the knock on.
Well, so did Michael Platt. He touched it twice and stopped. Looked at the official. Bentham says play on, and he was more stunned than anybody here in the ground.
New 3-year deal signed by Michael Platt last week. This is Sam Burgess. His younger brother Luke Burgess waiting on the substitutes bench to come on for the Leeds Rhinos. This is Newton, goes wide. Tadjalala.
Chance was there.
Couldn't get it. I think that was touched by Leeds defender Ryan Hall. It was.
Not a bad option yet again. Ryan Hall taking a huge gamble coming out of the defensive line. He knows that he's given them the opportunity. And let's not forget, it was a beautiful pass from Newton. But let's not forget remember when Leeds got that penalty, they turned down the opportunity to go for the 2 points. And on the very first rush, lost possession. They've got to get the ball at the Rhinos to make any impression against this Bradford defence.
Well, I think it was the right decision on the penalty, Mike, because they hadn't had the ball at all, had the Leeds. But then to lose it on play one is a bit of a disaster for your team.
Another Leeds player, Jamie Peacock, is having to be attended to. Is it a cut on Jamie Peacock's arm, or is it, and indeed is it off the head of Keith Senior?
Well, I don't think
it's a cut.
Well, I don't think they'd strap it, Eddie, if it was just blood on his arm. Well, you never know.
Wait.
And this now is Shontaine Harpy.
Throttle tackle.
Langley.
Now then, when were the Bulls going to utilise the... Now then, the touch judge is on.
Keith Senior, I think, is the man who's been pulled out by the referee.
Just do it, ball off, please. Comes off the head, yeah?
Not sure exactly what the touch just said, but I think you're right. I think it was an attack to the head, or at least a grapple.
He said that the first attempt wasn't really a bad grapple tackle, but the second one, it was. A bit harshly done.
Here is Vangenaar to drive it forward.
Bradford must be desperate to score.
All this pressure.
Yeah, they're in a good position.
Lynch.
They've got to use something
up in defence.
They've got to use something different. Dummy runner or come back on an angle at least.
Newton from the deck into the arms of Jeffrey. Short ball, Platt. Again, 3 defenders waiting, and the trap is sprung. Newton waits. Will go himself, finds the man on the outside. That could be a try here for David Solomona.
I think you're right, he's got it down.
Referee's given it without reference upstairs. David Solomona. Well, to be fair, the try's been coming for Bradford for quite some time. They've been virtually camped down in the Leeds half of the field since the match started. But David Solomona, he's come up with his 3rd try of the year. Ever present last year, but well, he's had a few problems this year.
Well, he's certainly known more for his creativity, but on this occasion, it was just sheer bulk and weight that got him over. Good twist into the tackle. Tremendous stuff, no doubt. Leeds know they've been put under that pressure, they're on the rack, and Steve McNamara, the Bradford Bulls coach, would have been furious if they hadn't come up with any points at all. Fair credit to the Rhinos, their defence was pretty solid, but not good enough to stop the big fella, Solomona.
Little smile from Steve McNamara, the Bradford coach. And Paul Sykes with the goal-kicking duties here. The last time he kicked a goal for Bradford was 2002 in his first spell with the Bradford Bulls. He has kicked in the interim, of course, for London Broncos and Harlequins, but this is his first chance to post a successful conversion for Bradford for 6 years. And he's taking the kicking, of course, because, and he's watched here by the England coach, Tony Smith, he is filling in the kicking duty tonight for the ever reliable, ever dependable Paul Deacon. And he's missed with his first attempt in 6 years for Bradford. That could be costly.
Yeah, we all know the qualities of Paul Deacon, his good percentage, but let's not forget that this fella, Paul Sykes, to my knowledge, still holds the record for the London side, be it with the London Broncos or the Harlequins. I think he kicked something around about 9 goals in one game or something of that nature, but I do believe he still holds a record, so he's quite good at it.
It's into double figures, Steve-O, it's 12.
Good.
Here is Van Genaar again for Bradford. 4-0, the Bulls lead. 16 minutes of the match gone. Defences generally have been tested from the first minute, and the defence that's been tested most is that of the champions, the Leeds Rhinos.
Good basic play now is needed by the Bradford Bulls. Take it nice and steady, make sure they get into a good position, get the kick away. The kick and chase has been pretty good so far.
Tajulala with a little half break. It's remarkable, you know, Leeds have played second fiddle to Bradford for much of the Super League era, but they're now the dominant force. They have won 40 points to 26 in Cardiff and 44-2 at Headingley over Easter.
This is a different ball game tonight, that is for sure. Not the best option, though. We saw there Terry Newton, as we mentioned, would be prizing down that short blind side, but not the best kick from Solomona. Straight into the hands of the winger. All Leeds want to do is get in a decent position.
Brent Webb, it was on. So, Club, I tell you what, Halley will say that ball actually hits his foot, and they're going to go in and score here, and the video referee will be asked to judge about this. It was fluky, but it certainly came off the hands of Halley, and I think he kicked it before it hit the deck. That will be what Steve Ganson is going to be asked to adjudicate on here.
We'll see from head on.
He did.
But surely is he in control of it?
Well, if it didn't hit the floor, Steve-O, and his foot makes contact,
yeah, but he
surely play on.
Well, surely he hasn't made an attempt at it. He's just lost control, knock on. I'd give that as a knock on.
Yeah,
if it had been a try.
I agree with you in principle, but the fact of the matter is the ball hasn't hit the deck and he's hacked it forward.
Yeah, but it's the same as hitting the opposition or anything. You've got to have full control to get a kick away. This can't be a try. Though the way some of the video referees have been this season.
You have to admire the fact he plays to the whistle.
Yes.
Most of the people would stop, even if it's just to break the stride.
Well, they've not checked the grounding, so it looks like this is going to be turned down, and it is.
And rightly so. But it just shows you the eagerness. He's had a decent season, this fella.
On the 20, lads, 20 in.
Took the gamble.
Halley will tell you that he had full control and that he meant to do that.
Yeah.
Steve Ganson and Phil Bentham had a doubt.
There's been 2 chances for interceptions for both of the right wingers in this game, hasn't there, so far? Teams keen to keep the ball alive and move it to the edges. But it does invite your opposition to go for that. The lure of the ball in the air is just sometimes too great a temptation for the wingman.
And aren't we right in saying Ryan Hall picked up an interception in Cardiff?
He did. He got one off David Solomon on that side of the field, although Bradford were chasing the game at that point. And now it's Leeds who are chasing themselves here across the field.
With Gareth Ellis.
Bit of basic football from Leeds. That's all they need. Trying to get a second set of 6 if they can. That means that they've got to get a good kick away. Oh, this will help.
Sam Burgess too long on top of the grounded player. Trying to slow him down.
Well, the rules state quite clearly, once you've completed the tackle, you roll away. Not try to go down someone's throat with your head. Simple. Penalty.
And they've been evenly spread, 6-3 apiece in the opening 18 minutes.
Well, this is a point where the Rhinos can start getting the tent pegs out, because they should really be down there for a while. They've got the ability there with Barrow and Maguire for the kicking game as well.
There's Diskin, here is Maguire. And there is the pass inside to Ablett.
2 feet.
Diskin waiting, dummy half. Will fire the ball to Sinfield. Sinfield gets away from Langley almost. No, he doesn't. He knocks the ball forward. And Jeffries has it back for Bradford. That's a high tackle by Rob Burrow, of all people.
Not seen by the officials. Jeffries had a wry look at the man with the flag on this near side. Getting a bit tasty out there. There's the incident where Sinfield lost control of it, and Barrow went high. Left arm right into the mush.
Well, for the opening 19.5 minutes, Leeds have been playing second fiddle here tonight.
It's been a good start by the Bulls, hasn't it?
They'd be, I suppose, would they be a bit concerned they're not more than 4 ahead, Brian?
Well, you are with the quality side by Leeds, but I think the way they're playing, they're showing that they've got great intent tonight. Plays like this.
Yes, here's a bit of speed, and Tadulala. That's great defence, though, from Ablett, and Tadulala is injured. Will play the ball to Newton, but Tadulala out of this attack for the time being. Jeffries, crossfield kick looking for Halley. Oh, great try. Dave Halley. Denied by the video referee a few moments ago, but not denied this time. Wonderful crossfield kick. Well spotted that Halley was in all sorts of space down this right-hand touchline. Burrow, the smallest man on the field, was in front of him, and Dave Halley just caught it and sauntered over the line. He missed last week, first absence in 9 games, and that's his second try of the season to celebrate the extension to his contract that he has just signed. But Semi Tadulala has got a problem with the arm.
Yeah, looks in a lot of pain. Fantastic build-up here. This is where it gets the injury. Ablett gets right to him, and you see there he just puts the arm out. That's where the injuries come. Looks at forearm, but what about the kick from Ben Jeffries? Is there any doubt that they're missing Paul Deacon at this point in time? No. Halley was denied a few moments before, but not on this occasion. Anybody home? No, apart from Rob Barrow. No centres, no winger, nobody. Try. Good effort.
Dave Halley celebrates, Bradford celebrate, but Semi Tadulala cuts a very sad figure as he comes off the field holding the arm. And he certainly broke an arm during his career at Wakefield. He was out for much of last year because of it. And it could be, looking at that incident on that far side, it could be that the injury jinx has struck him again. Meanwhile, Sykes misses another. 8-0. Tadulala gingerly goes for treatment. The doctor's there, and he will now take over. But there's a major problem, I think, there for Semi Tadulala. Bradford ahead 8-0.
Well, they caught them out
So you're moving in the rock.
very well indeed. Brian McLennan must be wondering where on earth the winger and the centre had gone. To leave Rob Barrow there as the smallest man in the field, and when a kick comes through him, he's not going to be in the higher percentage to take it. Halley was.
Great run there from Burgess. He knocked Jamie Peacock off his feet. That's not a bad run either from Jamie Langley. Halley gets the ball away. Peacock all over Lynch with Senior. He plays the ball, Lynch to Newton. Newton to Burgess. Oh, they almost went without it. Oh, they got away with that. Here is Solomona. Referee says forward.
Well, I think the last one was. I'm not so sure about the build-up to it. Burgess is confused. I thought it was 50-50 early in the build-up to this. I just had a feeling that the last one was.
Not that one.
That's okay.
That one.
I'm not so sure, but I think when you run it on and see the final one, this is it. I think the one from Harpy was forward anyway. Boy, that's a big relief for the Rhinos.
He's not brought them back for that first one. He's brought them back for the last one, rather. He's brought them back for the first one. Burrow to Webb, steps inside Halley. He's got Scott Donald outside here.
Good sliding defence there. Got back in numbers, Bradford. Boy, they're up for this. They are keen.
Senior goes through Sykes, can't go through the next three. Diskin. Sinfield. Back it comes to Maguire. Great run from Maguire, drifting around them. Maguire will get to the corner. Danny Maguire, he just stretched out when he was on his back and plunked the ball down. The question is, were his feet over the sideline?
If this is given, it's a wonder try. He looks for all the world, they're going to be bundled over. He's spinning around. Momentum's got through. He gets it down. That is tremendous. Unbelievable finish from the standoff Danny Maguire, who's got himself back in top form. This will be confirmation of the TRY, and Leeds are back in the game.
Maguire's try is given. His 7th in 3 games. Danny Maguire, he's in a rich vein of form. People will wonder why the try's been given, because the ball-carrying arm hit the deck in the tackle, but the momentum took Danny Maguire over the line and he was able to plonk the ball down.
Spot
so
on.
Perfectly legal try.
Spot on, Eddie. Excellent. Super stuff. For the first time, the Bradford's defence is caught out there. You can see that Shontaine Harpy has gone in the angle. Great finish. Watch Harpy come on the angle, and it just leaves enough space. See you later, Shontaine. But what about the finish? Sheer quality.
Maguire's try, and a big kick coming up for Sinfield here. This could break Andy Farrell's 48-game Super League record. It has a new record for Kevin Sinfield. He scored in 49 consecutive games now for the Leeds Rhinos. So that's a new Super League record for him, Kevin Sinfield. And he is still a little bit short of David Watkins' all-time record in the game, 92 consecutive games.
Well, it's on his way. You can see Harpy there come right out of it. 2-on-1, both Jeffries and Harpy. Full credit to Jeffries, he got there, but too late.
Oh, great try, and brilliantly converted by Sinfield. 8-6 to Bradford Bulls. 49 times he scored in the weekly rounds. That's high from Morrison. We don't include the playoffs in those statistics, but as I say, David Watkins, who Steve-O and I saw actually on Monday playing in the golf day for the Rugby League Foundation. David Watkins still holds the all-time record of 92 consecutive games with scoring. What would he be worth these days, I wonder?
Oh. I'd like to be his manager, I'll put it that way.
Burrow to Peacock. Leeds suddenly have got their tails up. Here is Sinfield again, spins away out of one. Morrison got to him, but he still managed to get it back to Burrow, and Burrow gets away from the challenge. Eventually he's brought to ground by Michael Platt. This is the last tackle for Leeds. It's Maguire again. They go wide, they find Ablett. Ablett then dumps it over the top and into the arms of Paul Sykes.
Well, it's worth the gamble when you think about it, in as much that they've got them on their own 10-metre line, and that's just as good as having the kick and the play the ball, or a power play where you hand it over.
You can see why Leeds are clearly at the top of this table. They've been outplayed for 25 minutes. They've had probably one chance to score a try, and yet are only 2 points behind on the scoreboard. Momentum behind them, although a penalty here now for being offside. Just, I think, gives Bradford a breather, one that they need.
They were lucky there because Andy Lynch, it was a shocking pass. He should have let the dummy runner go through. There was a few he could select from, but watch this. That's a shocker from Lynch. Oh, has he lost it?
Newton has it at dummy half. Newton goes up the middle.
Second and move. Hold.
Lynch now. 24 Luke Burgess on. 16 Ryan Bailey on for the Leeds Rhinos. Newton again. Jeffries. Good run from Jeffries. Good on his feet.
Good trail as well by Michael Platt. He knew exactly what the halfback was going to do. Go into the defence and then look for the inside.
Newton fires it wide to Solomona. Solomona with a kick through. It ricocheted off a Leeds knee. Now, was it played at, or did it hit the man without playing the man?
The ball played the man, according to the official, and I think he's got it absolutely spot on. Carl Ablett didn't know much about that. Well,
the Bulls will need some magic, you know, from Solomona and Harpy on that left. They've already lost Semi Tadulala. It doesn't appear he'll come back. And Glenn Morrison has been limping now for well over the last 5 minutes. He doesn't appear to be able to shake off that injury.
Already short on numbers with the likes of Harris, Deacon and Godwin out. They have a young man, Keil Carlisle, at 18, a hooker from their under-18 academy, on the bench. It's a penalty for offside against Bradford.
This must be frustrating. Steve McNamara getting a good position. And you can see quite clearly, again, 3 or 4 in front of the official. Will be frustrated.
That's Luke Burgess. Lays the ball to Diskin. Diskin to Ryan Bailey. Strong run from him, but again, 3 there to greet the man carrying the ball. Diskin clapping his hands at dummy half, wants to get on with it. It's Peacock. Offloads the ball to Rob Burrow. Burrow comes back down this left-hand channel again. Interesting tonight now that Luke Burgess is on, to compare him to elder brother Sam, younger brother Sam rather, because they're both immense talents. This is Maguire, drifts the kick through. Well picked up round his ankles by Tami Tupu.
Good position as well. He anticipated the kick into that corner.
Solomona trying to drive it forward. The Bradford fans appealing for a penalty for offside that never came, so Solomona offloads and finds Newton.
Pretty good effort as well, because they've stolen 15 metres. It's so important, because when they get to the last, they've got a good position to push this Leeds Rhinos side right into the corner.
That's Simon Finnegan for Bradford. Try off the bench last week against Castleford.
They're pinpointing Maguire's defence.
Here's Lynch.
All the time. Don't be surprised if they go on the short blind yet again. Solomona's waiting.
That's the last one. Lynch will play the ball here to Newton with the kick. Newton tries to find the in-goal area. The ball, though, just hit the whitewash.
Not a bad option. We know that at Otsel's famous for its slope in the corners. Nearly stopped. Webb was just...
They're all offside. Simon Finnegan picked out by the referee. We had an email to Boots and All this week which wasn't read out because the viewer who sent it in is concerned and rather confused that when the penalty is given for the tap on the 20-metre line, the penalty goes back to the 20-metre line and not to the 10-metre rule. But it's apparently is exactly the same for all restarts. Goes back to the point, except of course for the goal line dropout, which by inference has to be on the 10-metre line, because you can't give a penalty right under the sticks, can you?
You've been reading that book.
Oof.
Oh, big hit.
Solomona.
He hit the brick wall.
But they're offside. Actually, it's Brent Webb is dazed by this challenge.
Well, he's got to call the captain here. There's nothing wrong with the tackle.
No.
Everything's legal, but he's going to have a word with Glenn Morrison, the captain, tonight, because he's a bit sick and tired with the fact that they're being offside. We'll bring him over. Now a little chat.
They're all offside, so they're not getting back to the referee at all.
Well, Solomona took full advantage, not that he would help Brent Webb. Oh, it's a blood bin, there's nothing wrong with that. Has to be done. Maybe a few of the fans here thought perhaps it was a sin binning. It's not.
Yes, he's in the blood bin, is Solomona. Referee wants him off the field. Let's find out about Semi Tadulala. Bill,
Eddie, the initial worry was that Semi Tajulala had broken the arm that he suffered the damage to when he was at Wakefield last year. At least he hasn't done that, but he has dislocated the left shoulder. And he's going to have to go to hospital for an X-ray because there is concern that he might have fractured it as well.
Well, that's the medical view. It didn't look that, I must say, when he was going off the field, but the doctors know more than we do up here, and Bill's on the case. It's another penalty for offside. Now, they're on a warning, he said.
He's got to go. He's got to go
into the sin bin, surely.
If he's given them a warning, the next offence has to be the yellow card. And look at that. None of them are over the line with both feet. I don't know why they just don't strap that, because none of the players take any notice anyway.
Burrow trying to jink his way through Langley. Just read the script. Quick play the ball. Diskin. Oh, ball on the inside. Burgess, is it? Luke Burgess, that is.
2 feet.
So close to the line. Diskin, back it comes to Maguire. Little kick over the top. Well claimed by Tommy Tupu. He came out from the field of play to the in-goal area, but he's in touch now. It is a goal line dropout anyway.
Just had 1 foot in the field of play. Teasing kick, wasn't it? A lot of people thought he defused the bomb. This is a great defence.
So although they were looking for the extra set of 6 leads or something like that, they get it because of that great defence on Tommy Tupu, who leapt from the field of play to the in-goal area to catch that ball. So it was play on.
I bet his teammates wish that he'd just dived over the trial, and I know it's almost borders on a voluntary tackle, but I don't know whether here Bradford's side can withstand another 6 tackles. They've taken a long time to restart play.
It's a good dropout though from Sykes with the left foot. Maguire's underneath it. Here goes Ryan Bailey. Bailey running straight at Langley, straight at Lynch. They get him.
The one thing that disappoints me, you know, with this fella, Bailey, he often goes into the tackle, carrying and tries to push them off with a ball-carrying arm.
Luke Burgess plays the ball. Here is Diskin again. Spins away from one would-be challenger. Gives it to Webb.
A bit of a hospital pass there. Crowd thought it was forward. Webb's in the wars, that's for sure.
This is Peacock. Nearly opened up for Peacock. Vanganar gets to him. Diskin waits. Flicks the pass to Sinfield. Sinfield stands, gets it away to Burrow. Burrow stands, but only until Vanganar comes in and near buries him. Webb. Bullets the pass. Burgess out the back door. Knock on Donald.
Try begging. Not too happy with Michael Platt pushing him into the hoardings, but the opportunity was there, that's for sure.
The game's over. You don't want to push him when he gets to there.
Referee's right to have a word with Michael Platt. That could have caused all sorts of problems for Scott Donald.
It was on. And Donald really got shoved right in the hoardings. Can do without that. Thank you very much indeed.
Pick it up. Okay, go.
To be fair, it's a tough game. Oh,
First.
is it ever?
Last 5 minutes of this first half. Bradford in possession with Paul Sykes.
Boy, it's been a good old-fashioned game of rugby league so far. Forwards are charging into each other.
Halley away from 2. Good run. Collared in the end by Bailey. Penalty off the shirt, says Phil Bentham, and Ryan Bailey claiming he didn't hear the call.
Well, it affected the tackle virtually. Just a lack of concentration. It was a big relief for the Bulls because they really were put under a lot of pressure.
Burgess with the first run. Will play the ball here to Newton, who finds Lynch.
Good work from the 2 prop forwards, getting it over the advantage line. What can Newton come up with now?
We'll go down the short side here with Finnegan.
Down square.
Newton again down that short side. Oh, it bounced off a player, went backwards.
It's played the knock on.
Knock on, he says.
Well, that's a third occasion that the Bulls have been in a pretty good position and then just lost the plot. You know, Newton should have been using Burgess as a dummy runner, and he just got in the way of it.
Well, handling errors are equally shared, and the scoreline is tight. 8-6 to the Bulls.
The thing is, though, most of those handling errors have come about by the opposition. You know, really good, solid defence.
Luke Burgess goes down, second tackle. Diskin up the middle with Peacock. Fantastic record since he left the Bulls for Leeds. He's never lost on this ground, which was once his home, of course. Maguire, dancing feet. There he is, Jamie Peacock, former Bradford skipper, won every honour in the game while he was at this club. Oh, great ball from Sinfield to Senior. Burrows in support. And Leeds get over for the second try of this first half for them. And they claim the lead. It's taken 37 3/4 minutes to come. Rob Burrow with the try.
Rob Burrow.
But it was all fashioned really by a wonderful short ball from Kevin Sinfield in centre field. And Senior picked up the rest, and then Burrow was there in support. He had a choice actually of a few players he could have passed to, but little Rob Burrow was the man that he chose.
Well, we often see the flat pass, don't we, onto the forwards, but what a superb pass back there. Sucked in Sykes. And this has been one of the features of the Leeds outfit this season. Their support play is second to none. The pass from Sinfield, and look at them, they're there in numbers. Burrow, webbing the inside, didn't need him. Wonderful team effort. Great try.
Couple of tries against Bradford over Easter. Rob Burrow, man of the series in the New Zealand Test against Great Britain last year, of course. Rob Burrow, and will no doubt be in the England squad and probably the England scrum half in the World Cup later this year. Leeds hit the front for the first time just before the half-time break, and the Brains Trust is on its way out. Brian McLennan on the way down to greet his players in the dressing room here.
He'd be happy that they've come back.
Well, it was a torrid opening, wasn't it?
Certainly was, but what about the quality there? You see how Sykes comes out of his position, bang, and away he goes. Senior delays it right. Numbers. Simple game when you think about it.
The thing you have to focus on when you play Leeds is the next set after you've scored a try. They are the best again at going the length here now and scoring before the hooter. Back-to-back tries, their speciality.
And Brent Webb trying to set something up for that. Here is Donald. Ball goes infield to Peacock. Peacock will drive it forward. And a little smile from Brian McLennan. He's loving it. I tell you, he absolutely loves it at Headingley. This is Luke Burgess again, wants to get on with it quickly. And Diskin runs behind Finnegan. He was offside. Ooh, there was a chance for a moment there of an interception for Sam Burgess, but he just couldn't pick the ball up. Just couldn't take it in. 15 seconds to half-time. Leeds have asked the referee to stop the clock as they form the scrum. And they fancy their chances here in the last 10 seconds of the half.
Well, it'll be a kick from the scrum base, surely. Looks like they're getting the message out wide.
Well, they've got so much pace, you never know. Sinfield helps it on to Maguire. He goes up the middle, Maguire. And there's the kick and chase. Tommy Tupu is after this, and Tommy Tupu will run the ball dead, and that will do. Bradford bossed the game for long periods in that first half. They led 8-0 midway through it. But then Leeds got going. Maguire's try on 25. Burrow just before the half-time interval. Both of those converted by Kevin Sinfield. The two Bradford tries not converted by Paul Sykes. Paul Deacon, their regular kicker, is out injured, and how critical that might be come the end of this match. The champions ahead. Here at Odsal, Leeds are going to get us going in the second half here, ahead by 12 points to 8. Sinfield gets us going again. Bradford are in this. Oh dear, it's off the boot of Jeffries. We had a great start from Bradford, with the kick-off to the match. We've got a great start to the second half from Leeds with the kick-off, and a little mistake from Jeffries as well.
Why did he not go for the hands? He could see that the ball was in the air. He was running towards it, and then he just sort of stopped and tried to trap it a la soccer style.
This is Maguire, flicks the pass to Ablett. Phil Clark is a great fan of great kickoffs, and we've seen two here tonight. Webb gets the ball to Peacock, and Peacock
should have
pushes
passed
one
earlier.
off, passes it to Webb. Here is Bailey, and Bradford manage to hold them out, but for how long? It's Burrow, and he feigned to pass, and three did not take the dummy.
Well, if they don't score now, they know that Peacock has bombed a try. They had two men outside him.
Diskin, short ball. No way through. They're defending their line for all they are worth. Bradford. And I think Lulawaya's got a problem here. Brent Webb, rather. Little dink to the in-goal area by Diskin, and Bradford survive.
Pretty good work there by Simon Finnegan. It had to be. But Brian McLennan will be furious at the fact that Peacock, he had two men out on his left-hand side. Not a bad kick, but well spotted by Finnegan.
Brilliantly diffused by Simon Finnegan.
They blew it there, Leeds. Look at this. Should have gone earlier with it.
Ball is knocked forward here by Bradford again.
Just can't get started. Steve Manamara will just be as furious at the fact they've got to get themselves back into the game. He took his eyes off the football. Wasn't the best pass. Far too heavy and fast.
This is why kickoffs fascinate me so much, Eddie, because if you don't score from them, they can be turning points in games. It's a new zone in which people attack their opponents. OK, Bradford haven't been able to get out to their own half here now in the second half, and here they go.
With Donald, and in field it's Webb, and he's bombed it.
Cannot believe that. No advantage to the defending side, and the Bulls breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Was it a decent pass? Well, was it a decent pass? It was behind Webb.
He
Does that
overran
mean he overran it, or was the pass not good enough?
Either way, the combination came up with zero. Scott Donald will be upset by that, because the opportunity, perhaps he could have gone on his own. Left the defence in two minds. Well, it could have been two tries in the space of 2.5 minutes.
I wonder if Brian McLennan's instructions at half-time would be, let's go and try and win this match early in the half, and then I can rest some of you for what's to come next week, which of course is a Challenge Cup quarter-final against, just remind me?
Wigan.
Wigan, yes. What do you think, Brian?
I think we'll be showing up, yeah, on the roster.
No, I mean about this one.
No, I don't think there'll be any resting. I think they'll be disappointed that they've probably missed a couple of opportunities there, because Bradford have given them every opportunity, haven't they, with the missed kick-off and the knock-on, and now again with the knock-on. So they're giving them free field position. If they don't take one of these opportunities, it could be one of those games where Bradford come and bite them.
Well, he took his time, didn't he, Ben Jeffries? And you just start thinking that the mistakes are coming fast and furious for the Bulls. And will, in the brain box, they'll start by saying to each other, you know, are we missing Paul Deacon? Because Jeffries' kicking has not been top class so far.
I'll play the ball, lads. Well done.
This is Diskin. Here is Burrow. Flat pass to Peacock again. He's wrestled to the ground by Langley. Burrow to Maguire. Maguire then to Luke Burgess. He passes it to Diskin as he went down. It's Maguire again. Short ball to Sinfield. They're just overcooking it a bit. It's almost like a training run for the Leeds Rhinos, this. They're trying all sorts of things. It's not coming off.
Well, they're only 4 points in front, and you think they were 40 points in front. You know, amazing fact from that first half, Leeds, with Matt Diskin out there, just one run from dummy half. Obviously tactics by their coach Brian McLennan, but it's most unusual that we don't see the Rhinos do more than that. Just one so far in this game.
Morrison finds Sykes. Sykes tries to go on the outside. Burrow gets him down. Dave Halley, ball in field to Andy Lynch again. They're on halfway on the third tackle, Bradford. And this is Ben Jeffries. Went inside a couple then. That's a neat little run from Ben Jeffries, but it was halted by Diskin's ball and all tackle. Newton waits at dummy half, kicking early in the tackle count to the corner. Ball stands up for Ryan Hall, goes past Newton. Can't go past the next two, and Harpy was there.
I'm not so sure that was a good option by Terry Newton there. He went early in the tackle count. I'm not so sure some of his players realised that he was going to kick. They were hanging back. Maybe one more drive. Communication between the Bulls has been poor.
I just think they didn't have any other option. Newton was the only kicker left in the option. Jeffries had taken the play before. They just need to sort themselves a little bit there. If it had found space, it would have been a good kick, but it just does kick Chase team by surprise.
You can borrow my top set if you like, Brian.
Oh, need to.
Last tackle, Burrow. Angled kick across the face of the posts.
It's a good one too, isn't it? What's a chase like? The numbers.
They got to Halley in the shape of Hall and Ablett. Tommy Tupu trying to outmuscle them now. Quick play the ball. Harpy.
Much better. That'll lift the spirits now. We get some good work from the forwards. They've got to roll the sleeves up. Got to start getting a little bit dirty.
Peacock in quickly to halt the danger again. And Sam Burgess gets himself to the floor, to his feet. Ben Jeffries, it's a great kick. This super kick. Wasn't inside the 40-metre zone, but it gets great meters forward for Bradford.
Well, they'll be hoping to jolt the ball, make the mistake. Such an important man out there tonight. In the absence of Paul Deacon, he knows that a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. And this is where Leeds can be dangerous. Maybe it's had an adverse effect to the fact that they could have scored 2 tries. In fact, not could, should have.
Maguire to Sinfield, halted by Finnegan. This is Brent Webb. Now it's Burrow, and Burrow saw a gap, and Langley held on to his shirt. Completed the tackle with Ben Jeffries. Webb again. Luke Burgess drives it forward.
Great run. Did well to hang on to that.
Diskin. Short ball to Peacock. That's the last for the Leeds Rhinos.
Surely a high one.
Maguire, up it goes. Off the outside of the boot, that, and Ryan Hall, rather, he caught it on the wrong side of the whitewash.
Not the best from Danny Maguire. Disappointed, to say the least. Bradford won't be. They need field position. They've got to try to just make sure that they get possession in the attacking red zone. Ooh, big hit there.
Good offload though. And here come Bradford in the shape of Wenger. Gets it away to Sam Burgess. Down he goes under the Kylie Luai and Ryan Bailey tackle. That hurt him a bit. He's gone down, he's winded. Morrison to Langley.
Definitely something wrong with Morrison. And there's certainly something wrong with Burgess as well.
Here's Jeffries.
I mean, the normal fast running out wide that we normally see from Glenn Morrison has not been on display, and Sam Burgess is in a lot of pain.
Kick to the corner. Hall is after this. Hall gets it. Steps away from Tupu. Can't get away from Harpy. And that's good defence from Shontaine Harpy. Ryan Hall saying the ball was on the ground. Burgess, meanwhile, goes to the sideline. It was a heavy challenge on him.
Has the tackle been completed? It's hard to say. Good work, though, by Shontaine Harpy. This is the incident where Burgess, right into the rib cage.
Bailey.
Probably just winded.
A chance here, though, for Bradford. Morrison feeds Platt. He gets the ball away, and a little knock-on by Andy Lynch.
Sheer panic there, though. They're in such a good position. They don't need this. If it was 2 minutes to go, you could understand it. But not when you've got 30 minutes remaining.
Wait.
These two met 4 times last year. Leeds lost just to 1. Good defence though here from Bradford against a side that is unbeaten at Odsal in its last 5 visits. Can they make it 6 here in the next half hour? Down to Bill.
It might be a bit more serious than Sam Burgess being winded. There's ice coming out of the containers and onto the ribs by the look of things, and he did seem to be in quite a lot of pain, as is Semi Tadulala. The sad sight of the ambulance just leaving the stadium a short time ago. Tadulala on his way to hospital. The official line is that it's a badly dislocated shoulder.
Well, here's a chance for Bradford. As a result of the mistake by Ellis, quick play the ball, Solomona! No wonder they're all there in numbers to stop him, but Leeds weren't standing square, so the referee will award Bradford the penalty on the Leeds line. There isn't one foot,
as I say,
with the other foot
they may as well
behind the line.
They may as well just forget about it, this new rule. Nobody takes a blind bit of notice.
Interestingly, they're not playing it apparently in Australia, but they're going to operate this in the World Cup, so they say. Another mistake early in the tackle count after all the hard work. It was on the first tackle, that. All the hard work to force the error, and then an error from Bradford.
And they've done it so often. Early in the tackle count. Incredible.
Well, you'd be tearing your hair out, Brian, wouldn't you, if you were just along from us here in Steve McNamara's place?
They're coach killers. There's nothing you can say or do about those. They just take the pressure completely away from what you're trying to build. And they've done some really good things defensively in the Bradford to force those errors.
Well, Bradford have been embarrassed twice against Leeds this year. They're going to ensure that even if they lose here today, they're going to find a level of aggression in defence that ensures that Leeds will have to pay for any victory.
Mami Tupu, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Leeds players surrounding him. And Justin Harris, and we saw earlier on Paul Deacon watching from the sideline here. Just wonder what would have happened had Deacon and Harris been out there. There's a penalty here though for Bradford to relieve the pressure as Ali Lawatiti begins his comeback. He's missed the last 6.
Well, this is a point in turn where you look towards your professionals, Terry Newton, to sort of lift the side and say, hey, come on fellas, let's just calm it down.
Here's a man who can lift them, Solomona. Newton, it's a good run. Short ball to Kopjak. Craig Kopjak, who's on as a substitute. He had 5 matches on loan at Halifax earlier this year. Morrison, long ball out wide, looking for Sykes and finds him. Good ball from Sykes, back on the inside to Dave Halley.
Neat work, nice step in as well.
It's with Newton, flicks the ball back to Kopjak.
Now they will utilise dummy runners on this occasion.
Jeffries slides the kick in behind the defence. The race here for Halley, and Webb to the rescue. He saw that Halley had got past Scott Donald and was about to plant the ball down. And Webb came across and shuttled it dead.
Well, Webb was there, but I think it's Donald that actually gets a hand to it. Either way, they're both going for it, full back. Good option as well. He's played well, this fella, David Halley.
Brent Webb to the rescue for the Leeds Rhinos, and having a word with the referee now.
I've got all the players, mate. I've got all the players.
Well, Brent Webb disputing the call. He should take credit for good cover defence. Goal line drop out from Sinfield to halfway. Platt's underneath it. Here they come again with Kopjak. Bailey got to him.
Can they get through a set of 6? That's a big question.
Lynch.
Good tackle by Luluai. Lynch looks as though he's picked up an injury now.
Oh dear. The injury count is mounting for the Bulls as Solomona takes it on, gives it to Harpy. Harpy tackled by Matt Diskin. Quick play the ball, wide, Tupu for Bradford, scores a level. Leeds blew the chance of 2 quick tries started this second half. Bradford have had to be patient. Bradford have had to come back from a couple of mistakes that they made themselves very early in the tackle counts. But Tami Tupu, he has chosen a very important night to come up with his first try of the campaign, hasn't he? And Bradford are level with a kick to come.
Great work in the build-up there. David Solomona put them in this position, and they used Solomona as a dummy runner. Terry Newton knew exactly what he was going to do. See how they hesitated. Ryan Hall was expecting it to go to the big fella. Solomona it was, and he went to this guy, Tupu.
Tami Tupu, only 6 appearances this year. 3 starts. Well known to Brian McLennan, of course, who was his New Zealand Test coach. Sykes here with the conversion attempt. Well, he's missed with the first 2. It will be just like him to pop this one over. Hit the post with the first, if memory serves, and then missed with the next. Looking for his first successful kick in 6 years. It's a belter. First successful kick in 6 years in Bradford's colours for Paul Sykes. The Bulls edge into the lead.
Great play by Newton. Paul Deacon will be happy with that is for sure. Beautiful stuff. You can see there Ryan Hall, he fully anticipates that Solomona's going to get that ball. He came in on the angle, and Tupu snatches it. And the Bulls take a 2-point lead. This will lift the game. It's been a bit scrappy since the restart. It won't be from here on in.
When Leeds last were beaten, it was by Wigan, and they couldn't score a try. They couldn't score full stop in the second half. They haven't scored yet in the second half here, and it's 17 minutes old. And here comes Solomona.
Whether he has the ball or not, you know, he's such a dangerous man as he sits on that blind side time and time again on this left area.
Kopchak, short ball, and it's Michael Platt. Senior has hold of him. Last tackle here for Bradford. Morrison, Jeffries slides the kick in again behind the defence. Oh, it's bounced off the feet of Webb. He's lucky to get away with that. It just bounced up and hit him on the bottom. Stayed between the legs. Could easily have ricocheted over the line.
Good kick by Jeffries. He's getting into the swing of things as well. But the most important thing, as far as Steve McNamara will be concerned, the chase was superb.
Knock on! They forced another error, Bradford.
They're all at sea at the moment of the Rhinos.
I think there might have been an arm in there.
I think Solomona was pulling on this one. Yeah.
Oh, just a bit.
He's confused with Brian McLennan.
Well, his face was wreathed in smiles in the first half when Leeds went 12-8 up. He looks a bit more concerned right now, because here is Morrison.
He'll be more concerned with the fact that he knows that they've bombed two opportunities of scoring tries within the first 2.5 minutes of the restart.
Jeffries, Platt. Here is Sykes taking on Burrow, who sticks to him, and with help from Lauatiti, he goes down. Dave Halley at dummy half. Comes in field to Ben Jeffries. Here's Big Joe. Down he goes. Jeffries again. Here is Finnegan.
Good tackle by Maguire. It had to be. Try save of that.
So close to the line. Solomona, Tupu. He might have this down, Tami Tupu. He has. It's his second try in this second half.
I think he's got it down. He's nowhere near the whitewash. The flag didn't move. Excellent stuff. This is try time, folks. Oh, has he? Yeah, he's got it down just before the elbow. Or has he?
The ball's still in the air, Steve. It's not try.
Yeah. Oh, the left arm has just hit the flag and the touch. Yeah, this will be wiped away. Boy, it was a wonderful effort, wasn't it? They'll be so relieved.
Well, I'll tell you what, on another night, this would be given by the referee and the in-goal touch judge, I bet you.
Yeah. It's got to be wiped away.
We're not here on another night, though, are we? We're here tonight.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean. No cameras. Could have been a try, this. Might be anyway. Steve Ganson says no try in a 20-metre restart. Tommy Tupu, almost for Bradford.
He's pretty smart, video referee Steve Ganson. Very rarely gets it wrong.
I think the most relieved man would be Ryan Hall, wouldn't he, looking up at that big screen there. Already out of place perhaps for that first one for Tupu just a few minutes ago. I think Bradford have grown in confidence really after a poor opening to the second half, and particularly now finding the ability to shift the ball to the right wing and to the left wing and maybe expose some of the weaknesses that are evident in this Leeds team.
Ali Lauatiti asked the question of Phil Bentham then, because Joe Vanganar would not let him get on and play the ball, and Phil Bentham blew the whistle.
But Joe released the ball. Go.
I just think that Leeds paying the price for not executing right at the start of the second half for 10 minutes. They're giving Bradford every excuse to be in the game, and now we see a penalty again. This giving free field position to Leeds is not what you have to do.
Well, we got into the final quarter, and you just wonder who has got the most petrol left in the tank, because it's been a rugged game. 2 balls on the pitch. Some will kick it off.
Diskin to Burrow to Lauatiti.
Second. 2 feet, Bradford.
Diskin waits. Underneath the sticks, Leeds. Solomona missed Webb. Here is Ellis. Solomona didn't miss Ellis, but it wasn't tackled. He wasn't tackled. Ball carrying on, did not hit the deck. Webb gets the ball out the back door somehow to Maguire. Here is Lauatiti. There's a try for Leeds. The referee will ask Steve Ganson to have a look at this.
Make sure the ball carrying on didn't pass the floor.
Don't think the ball carrying arm hit the deck in the pass.
I think it was Ellis that offloaded. But great support play, fully deserved a try. No, he's got it away. Nothing wrong with that at all. See from a different angle. Anywhere near it? No, no, no. This will be try time. Tremendous. How on earth did Ellis keep that ball up like that under all the attention in the world? And as soon as Maguire got it, Sinfield says, we'll give it to the big fella.
And they always check the grounding if there is the hint of a try that will be coming, and the Leeds fans are hoping, and Steve Ganson confirms it. Lauatiti on his comeback. He has missed the last 6. He limped off injured against Wigan in April. He got his first ever Leeds try here in 2004 in a 26-12 victory, and he's just got another try here now. It's his 4th of this campaign. Ali Lauatiti for Leeds.
It just shows you the experience, and when you need something different, something where you're thinking all the time, and that is what Ellis has done. Very alert from Brent Webb. They finally flick it away. They just run out of numbers. Simple as that. Pretty hard to stop this big fella. Great stuff, isn't it? Outstanding.
Great try from Lauatiti a few seconds ago. Kevin Sinfield does not miss those, and Leeds are 18 points to 14. They're back in front.
It's just worth making reference, I think, to the handling skills of both Brent Webb and Danny Maguire. They're great catches, really. When you're not really expecting the ball, if you notice, they use one hand just to tap it firstly to gain control and bring it in, almost like a soccer player's first touch.
Indeed so, a high kick-off, collected, over on that far side. Here's Lauatiti again, the try scorer. Another great offload from him. And Peacock.
Second. And move. Wait, steady. Wait.
Now will the
Tansey now.
Will the Rhinos up the tempo?
Nearly. Luluai gets away. Jordan Tansey. He's got Maguire with him. It's back to Tansey. It's back to Brentford. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant try from the Leeds Rhinos. How often do they come up with a quick 1-2? Once they score one, they come back invariably, it seems, and score another. It's a point that Phil Clark made in the first half, and the referee wants a word with a Bradford ball.
There's a bit of interference in back play, but the skill factor, and we've seen it all throughout this season from the Rhinos.
Well, they're unhappy with something, but they'll be more unhappy when they look at that try again. That Leeds just cut them open up the middle, and Brent Webb was there. This is a fantastic rugby league try.
Mainly due to the fact that the bit fella says, let's offload it. Oh, it was superb, wasn't it? Maguire back on the inside, and Webb, the crowd was shouting that it maybe was a touch forward.
I think that's what the Bradford protests were all about.
Yeah, it was a good positional play, though. Oh, that is a good team try. It's something that the Rhinos fans have had to witness and enjoy throughout this year.
Sinfield adds the extras from 14-12 down. Leeds have gone to 24-14 up.
And that's the third time that Leeds have done that against Bradford this year. I think probably more than the points on the board, it's the psychological effect here as we see the players. We've talked about the support coming through here. Bradford do well to try and get back, but they can't deny Webb here from going under the post. And forget the 6 points. What does that do to your teammates mentally, really? You've just kicked off. You've had to go back to the stand behind your post again, and the scoreboard's ticking against you. Sometimes your heart rate's ticking against you as well.
Phil, you like the kickoffs. Are you surprised that they went for the deep one rather than the short? They need the ball.
Well, I think with 15 minutes to go, no, not at that point, and it looks as though it was the right decision as well, doesn't it? I've got hindsight on my side here. Look, 10 points behind, 15 minutes to go. They're in it. They were in it at Cardiff with about this point, only 8 points down in Cardiff, but Leeds finished the stronger.
Well, what he's done there, he said that Jamie Peacock has walked off the mark to play that ball. Bradford haven't given this up. Don't worry about that. Still plenty of time to go. Only 10 points difference. Newton, now will he pinch one himself here? No. Fires the pass to Finnegan! And Finnegan is held up. That's great defence.
Tansey again.
And that man Peacock. Jeffries, Morrison, Harpy. That's 3 tackles gone. Newton to Burgess. Newton waits again. It's with Jeffries. And Leeds are there in numbers. And down he goes on the 5th tackle. Last one here for Bradford. What can they produce here as Newton fires it to Sam Burgess, and Burgess looks to offload, and Leeds Rhinos say thanks very much.
Well, I'm not so sure they went for the power play on purpose. There didn't appear to be any call out of there. They should have had someone there to get the kick in, try to force the second set. So their Leeds far more offloads than their opposite. But again, we find this. Well, it's an amazing thing to think that I think there's only been 2 runs from dummy half from a team in Super League. That is most unusual.
This is Burrow. Here is Sinfield.
You can guarantee that Rhinos will play for good position.
The kick from Jordan Tansey. It's a great kick right into the corner. Michael Platt has to get after this, and it bounces wickedly away from him, and look at the chase. They're there in numbers.
7 exactly.
Move, Danny. Hold. Go.
Solomona. Good strong run from him now.
Still going.
Down he goes, Scruton and Jordan Tansey with that tackle. Solomona got to his feet a little wearily then.
And move. Go.
Discipline, that's what's called for by this Leeds defence. Bradford know that time is running out. They've got to try something different. Maybe the chip over the top.
This is Kopczak. Thinking about the offload all the time. Last one.
Brent Webb is very deep.
Jeffries noticed that, so hoisted it high. Brent Webb goes into reverse, takes the ball, and Newton takes him.
Hold, Bradford, go.
Ryan Hall to try and work the ball forward.
10 metres. Go. Simon, hands up, come on.
Now Titi again. Good tackle, low down, that was by Kopchak.
And wait. Go.
Tanzi. Peacock.
Lautiti's hurt.
Ball. Hands out.
He's got a bang there. He's limping in back play.
Ellis. Still going Ellis. Now he's tackled. Tackled by Sam Burgess as he tried to get to his feet. He was on all fours for a moment. Burrow with the kick in between the full-back and winger. It's a great kick. And Halley will pick it up.
Just shows
the ball in field to Plateau. Risky business. It came off. Halley, good stuff. Down he goes. Lautiti, meanwhile, hobbles off. Just back on after missing 6. Scores the try. Now limps off. Here's Solomon. A great offload.
Just making the point there how important it was how the Leeds forwards got them to the halfway line, so that when Burrow did get that
Solomona's
kick
in
away,
trouble. Sorry, Steve-O. Solomona's in trouble because Kevin Sinfield went into that tackle and immediately signalled the medical team to come on and take a look at Solomona. He hasn't moved.
and I think it's Simon Finnegan. I think it's something to do with his boot.
Here's Solomona. There's Simon Finnegan's behind all this. He sat down on the turf as well.
I thought for a moment that Finnegan was just adjusting his boot. Well, there's nothing untoward. Oh, maybe the elbow. The full weight has gone down on the right elbow. It's hard to define there. It's Harpy just gets up and plays the football.
Give it, push right up, that's it.
Well, they've done the right thing, but they've stopped the game, which is a most important factor. He's a tough cookie, Solomona.
3.
Well, it was a heavy challenge, and it looks like he might be okay. Might be just that he twisted the neck somewhat, maybe.
Okay.
Sinfield was very concerned. I noticed that the Leeds captain immediately turned to the benches and waved the medical staff on to look at Solomona. This is Harpy. Harpy will hang on. That's tackle number 4.
Wait. Go.
Morrison to Burgess.
5 left.
Balls come free. It's
He's
a knock
lock
on.
on.
They're furious with Phil Bentham and the touch judge here.
Well, I must say there's been plenty of this. Burgess claiming that he was involved in a throttle tackle.
And he's also claiming there was interference as he got to his feet, and that's why he lost the ball.
Was it Maguire that goes over the top there? Scruton's got the arm round. I think it's Scruton that's got the trying to wrench the head off.
First, and move.
Well, Leeds know they can wrap this up with a try pretty quickly. As I mentioned before, Bradford have got to come up with something different.
Peacock's been immense, hasn't he? Brian Noble picked him out at half-time. Oh, big hit on Scruton by Harpy and finished off by Kopchak. Tanzi. Burrow.
He's had a big game as well, the little fella.
For the Leeds Rhinos,
And he's just getting glimpses of Brent Webb as well. He's been instrumental in some of the great kicks.
Maguire, it's a little dab through, but it's well looked after by Michael Platt. Time's running out now for Bradford. 10 points, 10 minutes. Penalty, though. Penalty.
Got to go on the sideways. Keith can't go over the top. Good work from Michael Platt. Built it to all it's worth. Well, Solomon has left the field of play, so it reduces their options. Now then, can Jeffries or someone come up with something pretty much outstanding? With the way that Leeds are defended, it's going to take something good. They've tried the long kicks into the corner.
Jeffries. Down goes Jeffries.
Can Newton come up with a solo run?
No, he gives it to Kopczak. Scruton gets to him with Peacock. 4 tackles gone. Newton, Jeffries. Jeffries to Langley. Last one.
Hold the line, Leeds.
Good tackle by Jordan Tansey. Went low, make sure he got the ankles. They've gone the power play on the blind side.
And Morrison couldn't get the ball away. Maguire and Tansey doing the defensive work. 8 minutes remaining. I think I'm right in saying, Brian, that we haven't seen Keal Carlisle, the 18-year-old, off the bench yet for Bradford. I mean, this is a big game, obviously, for any youngster of 18 to come into and make his Super League debut, but I suppose that with the game still finally balanced, Steve McNamara maybe can't take the chance.
And let's not forget Terry Newton's playing pretty well here.
Yes, he is.
He looks like the one that could open up this Leeds defence at any time, so you have to keep him out there. So I think it's a good decision from the coach.
He'll be blowing for tugs, though, now, Terry, won't he? 73 minutes.
4 hands outside.
There he is.
Don't look at me, just get
Doesn't look
up.
like he's going to come on. Not yet anyway, still got the luminous jacket on. It's Tupu who picks up the kick downfield.
That's one. And move, Kev.
Goes down, and David Solomona off the field while his team get a penalty.
Ladies and gentlemen, we
Again,
can
lack
now
of
review
concentration,
the
surprisingly, from
Thank you for
the
coming
Leeds
down
skipper,
and
Kevin
supporting us
Sinfield.
this evening. Tonight's official attendance is 14,013.
Left the arm there. Maybe Tupu had it locked under his armpit, but either way, they've got to do, if they've got a set pattern move, they've got to produce it somewhere down the line here.
Burgess.
They've got to get close to the try line. Bradford won't score from 40 metres out or more than that, really. The best chance is to get close and find some guile. Maybe Newton can unlock them again with one of his passes.
Good spinning run from Kopczak. Play the ball here to Newton. Newton infield then to Jeffries. And Jeffries will go down on the 3rd tackle. They're 20 metres away. Newton goes down the right with Langley. He's dealt with by Nick Scruton. Here's Michael Platt, picks it up one-handed. Michael Platt still, and Leeds just keep him out. That's the last tackle. Now will Newton have a go himself? No, back it comes and over the head of Jeffries to Finnegan. Finnegan back to Jeffries. Jeffries keeps it alive to Morrison. Morrison likewise to Sam Burgess. Burgess likewise to Harpy. Harpy kicking towards the in-goal area. Brent Webb will knock it down.
Well, at least they get the ball back. That'll boost their confidence. There's no option. The Bulls have to just keep it alive. 10 points adrift, they're just going to keep at it. Not a bad kick. Brent Webb doing the right thing. You don't take any gambles with that, especially with Terry Newton hounding you.
Good work from Brent Webb. Let's get news of Alilau TT Bill.
Some bruised and battered bodies on the sideline, bruised and battered bodies on the pitch as well. It might not have been a prettiest game, but it has been an awesome physical confrontation out there. And there are wounded players on the sidelines to testify to that. Kylie Luluai and Alilau TT, left knees heavily iced. And of course you've got Semi Tachilala in hospital, an x-ray on his left shoulder as well.
So it's been a tough old night at the office for these two. Here is Langley. It's not over yet, this. 5 minutes to go, 10 points the difference.
He's worked hard in the last 15 minutes. He's really wanted the football.
Sykes to Newton, to Jeffries. Back it comes to Platt. Here is Burgess. Burgess looking to try and offload, but no, Leeds managed to clamp the ball to him. It's Tupu. He's over the line.
Has he got it down? He'll have a look, will Phil Bentham.
Well, Terry Newton is slapping him on the back. Hall is underneath him. He's short there.
And I think he's short all the way because there doesn't seem to be any movement any further. Has he rolled over? Ooh, it's hard to see, isn't it?
I think that's a brilliant tackle by Ryan Hall, Eddie.
Where's the ball? That's a big question. He's definitely short there. And has it gone backwards? Well, I can't see it. I don't see knees, elbows, you name it. But the thing that they blow up before the game, where is it?
Benefit of doubt to attack the
No,
side.
he's short of the try line. There's his head on and just over the line.
I can't see it. I reckon it's lodged in his belly button. I can't see them giving a try here. He tried everything, but I'm with you, Phil. I just can't see it.
I think it's short of the line. It should be a play the ball.
Well, if it is, it'll be the last tackle, won't it, on this set of 6, is it? I'm not sure. Anyway, well, let's see what Steve Ganson says. It isn't a try. And the tackle count will continue.
Who's in possession?
And it's Tami Tupu who will have to play the ball 10 metres out. Great defence then from Ryan Hall.
Well, they're now saying that he must have been over the try line for the play the ball to be brought back 10 metres.
Right for me.
Yes, they are.
Okay, you've got to have the ball.
But we never saw it over the try line.
Time on. Go.
It's the referee's call that, not the video ref. He just said get the tackle count continuing again. And that's what we're doing here.
They've got that wrong. That should have been a play the ball right in the corner.
Mandrake the magician disappeared to the ball.
Nice little stab through again by Jeffries and Brent Webb. Well, that was excellent.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, as you so rightly say.
Well, since he had to fly around the world in less than a week and play a test match in Sydney, he's returned and possibly been the best player in this competition. Last week, he was sensational for them. And again, tonight, he's been instrumental in so many of the things they've done.
Well, you said he was flying around the world, Phil. He was flying around the in-goal area there with such finesse. Oh, watch this.
Listen, mate, I've been patient with you all night.
Come and get me? No. Can you get me? No. Jump over the top. Poof. Excellent.
Referee has had a word with Michael Platt for something that was said out of turn. We've got 3.5 minutes to go. Brent Webb, well, he was incredible last week apparently against Wakefield, and he has been terrific here tonight. Luke Burgess here. Solomona's back out there, look.
Move, Jamie! And hold. Hold. Go.
3 minutes to go. Ellis.
Second.
Can Leeds just put this match to bed?
Go.
10 points, I think, is beyond the Bradford Bulls in the last 3 minutes. A try here for Leeds would make it absolutely safe. This is Scruton.
Go.
Tansey. Sinfield. Bailey.
4. Clear him, Joe. Go.
Plays the ball, and Tansey nearly opened them up. Vangenaar got an important tackle in. This is the last. And it's Maguire. And he'll hoist the kick, looking for Scott Donald. Scott Donald has got it, but he's lost it.
Drop out.
And it's a goal line dropout because I think Halley grounded the ball in the in-goal area here. He's pinched it off him. Actually, if he's pinched it off him, it's 2-on-1. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. Leeds in the strict
sense
interpretation
of the rules,
of the law.
Sure, they're going for a short one. Might get it.
They went for a gamble then.
First. Move, Joe.
Well, they're there for the taking, and Leeds know it. There'll be no rushing around, no trying to offload with gay abandon.
That's Luke Burgess.
They know that they've got to eat the clock, and there's no better way to do it when you're about 20 metres from the... Oh, it's over.
Senior to wrap it up for the Leeds Rhinos. Keith Senior. Head split open by an elbow in the first half. And he just was taped up and pushed back out. And Keith Senior has come up with the clinching try for the Leeds Rhinos.
Good basic stuff. The Bradford defence just run out of numbers. And it all occurs by just running under the football with great pace.
And he's in great form. 6 tries in his last 6 matches.
Yeah, he's got the fitness back, hasn't he? And he's got the necessarily strength all the time. Playing like a 19-year-old. Give it to me. Thanks. Boom. Throws the dummy. Get out of the way. He'll be happy with that. And I know another bloke will be smiling as well. Brian McLennan. He knows that wraps it up. Been a brave effort, though, from Bradford. They've lost a few players. throughout this match. It's no excuse. As I say, Phil Clark picked it out early in the first half that Glenn Morrison, he was limping. We haven't seen the best from him. He's tried hard.
Sinfield to try and add the extras. He is so reliable with the boot, Kevin Sinfield. It's 30 points to 14. The champions are 8 points clear at the top of the Engage Super League table, and Steve McNamara is a disappointed man. He was somewhat concerned that at the end of the training session yesterday he lost both Justin Harris and Paul Deacon, who offers such organisational skills out on the field for the Bradford Bulls. That was a big, big blow to them. But Brian McLennan's men, they march on at the top. 30 points to 14, they have won. And the question has to be asked, with an 8-point advantage and we're just over half the season gone, who is going to stop them taking that league leader's shield?
It's not going to be easy, the way that they fought back. And I must say, the quality in their defence when they were put under the rack was extremely good, and slowly but surely they took control of the game. They could have killed it off in the first 2.5 minutes after half-time. They squandered their opportunities, but the support play alone has been pretty to watch tonight.
Steve McNamara has only enjoyed 1 win in 9 against the Leeds Rhinos as the Bradford Bulls coach. Phil, that's a record he would love to improve, obviously, between now and the end of the season. And just how much was this fellow's absence a part in tonight's result?
I think that was possibly Bradford's best performance in the 3 that they've played against Leeds. In many ways, it was a moral win. They've lost so many players before the game. They've lost several players during the game, and they were competitive very much until the last few minutes. I think good indications from them, and they've just got to hope to rebuild and charge on. You know, there's still a long, long time left in this season. I know we're just past the halfway stage and Leeds look rampant, but the Bradford and St Helens still have, I think, quite a lot left to offer.
OK, they're 8 points clear, and the man who Steve-O has judged as man of the match, we said he was immense, and there he is, Jamie Peacock, and he's talking to Bill.
Jamie, congratulations on your man of the match performance. There's your fizz. There wasn't a lot of fizz in that game, but it was so physical, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was a proper derby, you know, the 3rd time we played each other in 9 weeks, and there was a lot of intensity in the game. I know some drop balls and that, but there's a lot of feeling in the game.
And the touches of class when they came up came from the lineup.
Some classic players who can score tries from anywhere. I think that's the threat we've got this year, that we can defend his own line and then go down the other end of the field and punish teams hit from 70, 80 metres, and I think we did that tonight.
But certainly for first half at least, you know, it was a real arm wrestle, wasn't it?
Yeah, Bradford are a good side, you know. They've got a good coach, Steve McNamara, and some good players, and they come out and played well, and they took it to us, but we managed to come through in the end. We showed some great determination.
As well as your fizz, you get £100 to give to a charity of your choice. Where's it going to go?
Yeah, it's going to go to Champion House. It's just a place near me in Carver that does a lot of work in the community, and that, I'd like it to go to them. It'd be special for them.
Thanks, Jamie, and well done tonight.
Thank you, mate.
And a big night for the skipper, Kevin Sinfield. 49th game in a row. You've got points on the board. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, because people keep talking about it, but not going on to play. It's about the team and about us getting the results and performing well. And we were scrappy tonight, but to come to Odsall on any night and pick up a victory is good for us. And you know, a big game next week. I think, you know, we've probably focused a little bit on that one because you know, it's a big competition for us. But we got the job done tonight. It weren't pretty at times, but we got the 2 points.
8 points clear at the top of the table. People are going to be saying that already you're home and dry, but we're only just over the halfway stage.
Yeah, we just got to keep trying to pick the wins up. You know, we're not looking at the table. The table's not something that interests us at the minute. We just got to keep playing well and keep trying to improve every week. The big thing about this side is how hungry everybody is, and if we can keep improving and getting better, then hopefully we can shake it up.
Thanks, Kevin. Well done tonight.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yes, a new Super League record of 49 consecutive matches with score against his name for Kevin Sinfield. 30 points to 14. The champions have won. And if you look at the Engage Super League table and you are a Leeds Rhinos fan, that is pretty good reading, isn't it? 26 points for them. 8 better than St Helens, who have a difficult assignment at Hull FC on Sunday, and a 300+ points difference, which is worth another point in itself. It's going to take a mighty effort from the other 11 teams to knock them off the top of the table before the end of the season. They were impressive again. Brian McLennan, Brian Noble said last week when they put, what was it, 50-odd past Wakefield, well, we were okay, but, you know, there's still one or two areas for improvement. What do you think his verdict on this will be?
I think he'll recognise he's been in a tough game, and that's credit to Bradford. I think they showed up tonight to play and they were very determined, and Leeds had to tough it out. There were stages in the game where you could see that errors were forced by Bradford, and you know that'll be good for their team as well for Brian. He'll recognise that some teams are going to start coming and trying to take this winning record that they've got away from them.
As Phil Clark said in the post-match analysis, just in the commentary box, he said this was probably, of the 3 games that Bradford and Leeds have played this season, this was probably Bradford's best performance.
And you had some quality that they had missing out there. You had Harris and you had Deakin and the people that they got missing, and they lost Tajilala early, who was always a threat, and they'll be encouraged. If they can get their players back on deck, they'll be encouraged about what they can achieve. And Leeds, you know, Jamie Peacock said there, didn't he? That was a tough, good derby game, and it was very, very physical. And it's for the rest of us to get up to speed. You know, they're setting the standards. They're setting the standards in support play. When they've made breaks there, they say they've got a lot of class. The reality is we've got to get to speed, the rest of us.
The thing is, and I'm sure that our viewers at home will know this, of course, without me having to say it, but I will emphasise it just the same. Even though at this stage of the season, Leeds Rhinos are 8 points clear of the field, they still have to make sure that come October the 4th, if they get to Old Trafford, they peak at the right time. And that's the beauty of this competition. OK, League Leaders' Shield might be all over in a couple of weeks, but it's all focusing on the big night at Old Trafford.
Well, I think with 26 points to play for still, or there or thereabouts, we've seen in years gone by that teams that have started to steamroll everybody else have been dragged back towards the back end because everybody's form picks up, everybody recognises it's a huge fight for the 6. And what we have this year is probably 11 or 12, well, certainly 11 teams, if I'm being a little bit disrespectful to Castleford, I don't mean to be, because their second half form may improve. That can beat anybody on any given day. You just got to look for a run of form and do the little things that Leeds are doing well at the moment. You know, the little things, the tough things that Peacock did tonight enabled the Maguires and the Burrows and the Webbs to shine.
Indeed so. Well, still a long way to go, obviously, in the Super League, and still a long way for you to go tonight if you want to watch some live sport. It's available now over on Sky Sports Extra. It's the first test between the West Indies and Australia, day 2. It's live as we speak on Sky Sports Extra. The Super League next appointments Sunday, Hull against St Helens. That's a fascinating match in many ways. 5:55 Sky Sports 2 and HD2, and on Monday, Bank Holiday Monday evening, we wrap this weekend up with Warrington against Castleford, 7:25 Sky Sports 1. Now coming up after we leave you here on Sky Sports, we have on the red button our Super League Extra Time programme. Brian will be dismissed. Steve-O and Phil Clark will be signing the register. So see you then, I hope. Thanks, Brian.